Hey guys, it's Courtney Brown with the Brown Team TV, episode 2, and today I wanted to talk about the fees that are associated with buying a home. This is the most asked question that we get during our buyer consults is everyone wants to know, so what does it cost to buy a home these days? There are about 5 key fees that I'm going to go over, and outside of these, you don't really have much else to worry about when purchasing. So let's go through it. So number 1 is obviously your down payment for your loan, and that can range from anywhere from, you don't have to have 20% down anymore. So that can range from 0%. There are programs like the VHDA and USDA loans, and I could go into more detail with those, if you want to private message me about those programs. And then there are also 3% down options, 3.5% down. Obviously, you can put 20% down plus if you want. But just know that, your down payment, it really varies on your situation, and there are so many programs available to make home buying affordable. So the number 2 fee is your closing costs. So in Virginia, both buyer and seller are responsible for their own closing costs. The closing cost to purchase a home is usually, as the buyer, is usually 3% of the sales price. So if you're purchasing a $300,000 house, you can estimate that your closing costs are going to be around $9,000. Your closing costs are, the escrow setup fees, taxes, your homeowner's insurance, your lender fees, your settlement fees, things like that. A lot of times, they can't be changed. They're just standard fees for the county, things like that. And it's roughly 3% of the sales price. Now, don't freak out if you don't have the down payment and you don't have the money saved to also pay for your own closing costs, because a lot of times we can negotiate for the seller to also pay the buyer's closing costs. It just depends on the seller's situation, the timing of the market, but for a lot of our first-time buyers, we ask for the closing costs to be covered because, that's a lot to save up for the down payment plus the closing costs. So we try to make it less cash out of pocket for all of our buyers. Number 3 is a credit report. Now the lender is going to be asking you for this, and it's roughly around $50. They'll ask that for you throughout the process. And then number 4 is the appraisal fee, and that's right around $500, and that is through the lender as well. And the buyer has to pay for their own appraisal in Virginia as well. And number 5 is your inspections. So the home inspection fee, depending on the size of the house, it can probably range from anywhere from $350 to $550, but it could be more, obviously. Home inspectors, they do their fees based on square footage usually. So, it all just depends on the size, but you can probably estimate right around $500 for a home inspection as well. And then, it depends on how we negotiate the contract, but if you're paying for the termite inspection, that is another $35 there. And then along with inspections, you also have the well and septic if the home is on well and septic. So there are some different various inspections that you can do. It just all depends on the property. But you can definitely bet on a home inspection that you're going to get done, and probably the pest inspection. So those are the 5 key fees. If you want to talk about more about your situation or these fees more in depth, don't hesitate to reach out, and I hope this was super helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.